It's Monday, July 29th, and from WBHM News, I'm Richard Banks with today's top stories. A Cullman man is pleading guilty to sending threatening messages to Arizona election workers during the 2022 Arizona primary elections. Brian Jerry Ogstad admitted to repeatedly sending messages threatening to kill Maricopa County election workers and officials. According to a press release from the U.S. Department of Justice, Ogstad faces a maximum sentence of 5 years in prison, with sentencing scheduled for October in Phoenix. According to the indictment, Ogstad wrote over Instagram, "You will all be executed for your crimes." The case is part of the Justice Department's Election Threats Task Force. A former Alabama lawmaker faces a year in federal prison for his role in a kickback scheme involving state grant funds. Fred Plump, a Democrat who represented Fairfield, was sentenced Friday to 12 months and a day in prison. Plump had pleaded guilty to conspiracy and obstruction of justice charges and resigned in May 2023 from the Alabama House of Representatives. Prosecutors said Plump paid kickbacks from grant funds allocated to his youth sports group to then Representative John Rogers. Rogers will be sentenced next week. Very Johnson, Rogers' former assistant, was also sentenced Friday. She faces 3 years in prison in the scheme. And the first black mayor of a small Alabama town who was locked out of City Hall by white officials is returning to the job. Patrick Braxton will be sworn in as mayor of New Bern in a ceremony next month. A federal judge approved the settlement last week to end the dispute over who governs the town, about an hour's drive south of Tuscaloosa. Lawyers said Braxton was elected in 2020 but was blocked from exercising his duties. He and others filed a lawsuit alleging City Hall locks were changed and officials refused access to the town bank accounts. The settlement also requires New Bern to start holding regular municipal elections for the first time in decades. You'll find more news anytime at WBHM.org. You can also hear local newscasts during WBHM's broadcast of Morning Edition and the afternoon's All Things Considered, each weekday on 90.3 WBHM Birmingham.